Vague refers to something that is unclear or imprecise in its meaning or intention. Inconsistent, on the other hand, refers to something that does not remain the same or is not uniform in its behavior or quality.
Whoa, sir. One
Jumping
finger
out the
gestures.
gate with the rated R.
Finger cuffing this guy.
I already forgot
What up, boys?
I think 25, maybe. I don't know.
26.
25. Sure.
Whatever.
Yeah. 25.5 if you're actually keeping track.
If you're nasty.
Yeah.
Mr. 25. Okay, so
25.
those of you that enjoy us upon the YouTube, you'll see we are wearing our sports gear. As promised, for the last 2 weeks, we will do our sports episode. All right.
The last good running back in Las Vegas.
Do we want to do geeky stuff first or sports first?
No matter. It's going to all blend anyway. Let's be real.
This is true.
Well, let's get through the geeky highlights at least. And
all right.
Okay, cool.
Romulus.
Alien.
You see Romulus?
Yep.
Yeah.
D. All right. I dug it.
Spoilers. Hashtag spoilers.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Hashtag spoilers.
That was actually the second name that we were going to go with the podcast. Hashtag spoilers.
Because we can't keep our mouths shut.
No.
All right. Thoughts? Who wants to go?
Well, I'll start. I liked it. I didn't mind the build-up. When I read the reviews, they're like, oh, it's 40 minutes for a facehugger shows up. I didn't mind the build-up with Rain and Andy. I thought it was kind of cool. I thought he was just weird at first. I didn't know he was a robot. But speaking of that, he is a bitch of a robot, dude. Every time somebody pushes him over, he starts spazzing out, like having a seizure. Every time.
Well, he did have that issue. I mean, they said he was some kind of defect or whatever it was. So
well, his dad found him. Her dad found him in
the junkyard.
So
yeah,
I'm guessing his gyros and stuff were wonky as fuck. So
they did say that when she put the other chip in him.
Exactly, it was a software issue.
Yeah.
Well, his software gyros.
Right.
Yeah, I was
the thing that was keeping him. Yeah, the thing that was keeping him balanced. Once Rook took over.
But I thought all the characters were fine. I didn't have a problem with any of them. They explained all their backstory, their history, why the one dude hated synthetics.
They killed off the asshole early. The asshole early was one of the first ones, so I was like, thank God.
Right? I mean, it's racist living throughout the whole movie.
Tell me you didn't have Comic-Con flashbacks when the pregnant girl started screaming, and I was like, oh God, 4 days of listening to that on cycle over and over and over again for like 8 hours a day.
I don't get it.
That was the Romulus trailer was playing on loop.
Yeah, while we were in line.
In the lobby. So they had all the TVs and all the screens. That was part of the loop, was the Romulus trailer, and it was her part of it. It ended with her screaming.
I don't remember hearing that at all.
It's because you were talking to everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably
true. Starting fights or talking to everybody. One or the other.
That's totally believable. That's absolutely something I would do.
So when I heard it, I was like, wait, that wasn't not quite near as annoying as it was. Oh God.
What's context? Crazy.
It's like, I understand the movie. I won't go as far as to call it a complete rehash of the first two, but obviously very similar too. And I didn't mind it at all. It was like, okay, that was great. And even the one callback to "get off her, you bitch." Oh my God. The whole crowd was like, yeah.
Yep.
And technically the timeline, I think he said it first.
Yep. Like 100 years first.
Who said, "May the force be with you"? Well, it was originally
right, technically,
but now it's shit. Now who is it?
All right, going back in time, shit. But yeah, that was super cool. I enjoyed it. The one, if I'm gonna have a negative, it's gonna be the third act, because I'm thinking, okay, this movie's wrapping up, and then we're gonna have a baby alien, and was like, oh. So we're going to drag this out a little bit longer. Oh, okay, it's going to end similarly the way we had before. It's like, okay, it was okay, but again, I'm reaching here to find something I didn't like about it, and that may have been it. And again, I wouldn't even go as far as say that was it. It's just if I had to come up with something that was like, oh, okay, I'm thinking the movie's wrapping up and it's not. It's like, oh,
Right.
Lord of the Rings ending, got it.
But that happened in the original too, because Ripley was getting ready to go to sleep with Jonesy, and then she had to fight the
That's
alien and send him out the lock. It's almost exactly what happened in the original.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
She was
they even had her in her
drawers
draws too. So.
right?
Yeah. Duke.
Well, I'll just start with I guess my one complaint was I thought the VFX of the in-person shots of Rook were his mouth just weirded me out every single time. I thought him on the screen and the far away shots when they were doing a group shot or a shot of the lab as opposed to zoomed in on him. I thought they were great. Those look great. I didn't have any problems with those at all. But every time they moved in on his face, hit the top half from here was fine. But for whatever reason, this part just looked flat. There was no depth. There was no, and so it was almost like he had a mask or something on his face that flattened it out. And so that kind of took me out a little bit. I didn't mind the cameo. I saw some people online who were complaining about the cameo and was it needed, but I thought that made it work in universe. It made sense why,
why would it be this?
And I forgot to look it up, but the planet that they were on is the planet from Aliens, right?
No.
So this is a different planet.
No, you're right. It is. It was OV-426. Yeah, you're right. It was.
Yeah, because I thought it was funny that when they showed the planet, then they did the population.
Yeah,
I was okay, we must be on the aliens planet.
Yeah,
I thought they were on a moon.
No, Jackson Star, I think was the name of it.
That was the name of the mining camp, but I think they were on OV-426.
Yeah, so they were on the planet. So.
That's cool then. I thought the first one was on a moon. I mean, not a planet.
I really enjoyed it. I think we've been really, for as much as we complain about movies about pre-existing IP, I think between this movie and A Quiet Place Day One, I feel like both of those movies were great entries in those franchises that weren't necessarily direct sequels or anything. They were in world,
right.
They were in world stories that were told, right? I mean, I'm in the middle of a book right now reading about the Predator, and they have 35 different short stories about all the interactions that he had. So I'm sure there were people who had interactions with aliens outside of the five, the 5 movies, or 6 movies. So I'm glad that was, and it was tied to the main universe, but it wasn't I don't feel like it was in your face, right? The fan service stuff all made sense as to why they were there and what the reason of the ship being there and everything was.
Right.
I thought the tunnel of acid was pretty cool. I think that definitely that was something different. I think the guy who directed Evil Dead, and that was, to me, as far as remakes go, was a great remake. For me not being a horror movie guy. Yeah, for me not being a horror movie guy at all, I was actually a little apprehensive about going to see Alien because I thought, oh God, I'm just going to be jumping the entire time. And there was literally 2 jump scares, I think.
And the kicking it back to Alien, they are thriller kind of movies. So that is, expecting jump scares, honestly.
Did you see the alien moving? You know, that type. I liked when they kind of called that out because I believe it was Alien, right? That if you were paying attention, you saw the alien in the ship before Ripley did her thing. You saw the top of the head. I thought the guy getting killed by acid was pretty cool because he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck this guy up," and the alien's like, "Nah, son, drip drip, motherfucker." I thought those special effects were done really well. The lead actress, I think, she was from Civil War, and I thought she did a great job as being as far as there were times that they had camera angles and stuff of her that I was like, holy shit, like she could 100% be like Sigourney Weaver's daughter. Like it was kind of weird in that regard. But I think that was just the way that they were playing with the camera, because otherwise I didn't think that. I liked how they played around with Andy being kind of being dumb, and then all of a sudden then becoming the bad guy for a little bit, and then flipping back to kind of like being the hero, you know, for all intents and purposes. So I thought, overall I really, really enjoyed it. It's definitely something I will download and have in the queue for, an afternoon sometime. I feel like it did justice to the rest of the movies.
Right. It's not like Alien 3.
So if you watched the series, do you watch it in timeline order then? Do you watch Prometheus and
Covenant?
I mean, if I was going to, I probably would.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't have as big a problems with Prometheus as a lot of people did.
Yeah, me neither.
I was again going back to Jack's entertainment bar, right? I was entertained.
Yep.
Was it a great movie? No. Was there people who made stupid choices that went completely against their character? Yeah. But at the end of the day, all those people were red shirts, so it didn't really matter. Just like half of the crew of the mining ship were, I'm kind of disappointed they gave away the X-ray bar thing, because they gave that away in the trailer, because I thought that was a super cool effect.
Really cool.
I wish I would have seen it longer. I wish they would have stayed on that shot longer.
Yeah, it was cool when she went through her arm and they had her tattoos and everything. Like, I thought that was super cool. I will admit that when the chest burster burst out, I did expect them to start going, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey." So I will never be able to watch a chest burster again. Spaceballs is completely
not gonna lie,
that for me.
I thought the same thing, dude. I'm on the same page with you.
You just thought he was going to hold his hand up and catch a little hat and just be like, "Hello."
Yep. Especially since they stayed on that shot for a while. They stayed on. I was like, is this an homage to Spaceballs? Because I was honestly waiting for the top hat and the cane to show up.
And the pregnant girl's like, "Check, please."
Yep. That'll be the director's cut.
That was actually a practical shot. 0 CGI on that. The chest burster. 100% practical.
They did that at Comic-Con. They
Yeah.
had the guy come out on stage and be like, and then they had a chest burster come out of his chest. So, no, they did great. I thought they did a great job. I liked that I think they used I watched a post-credit scene or a behind-the-scenes thing, and they used the volume, but they used it as little as possible. They tried to do physical sets as much as possible, and I thought that definitely showed. It very much reminded me of like an Andor, where you could tell that they were on this planet. You could tell that they were in a spaceship. Like, it wasn't like they were looking out the window and you're like, oh, you're on a stage, But yeah, so no, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I feel like we've been lucky this year with the in-universe non-sequel movies, because I really enjoyed A Quiet Place too. I thought it was really good. Like, did it add anything to the story? No, but I don't need every movie or every TV show to like
world build.
Right. Like, I'm fine just seeing a story of two people just trying to survive, like.
See, I'd prefer it to matter and be relevant. It's like, why are you making this if it's not part of the world?
But again, am I entertained? Right? Like, it's,
Well, see, and I'm learning more. That's a secondary thing for me. It's like, first I have this expectation, like Jack likes to say, like, limit the expectations is really the downfall of all this. But I want to have the expectation of the world build. I mean, how many times, over the last decade or two, that you guys heard me say this movie sucked, and then I watch it a second time, I'm like, oh, I love this movie, because I have different expectations the second time. But if you're going to make something that's going to be in universe, I want world building. I want it to tie in just give me one thing. Give me one thing where it ties in, and I'm a happy camper. Then it can do its own little thing and whatever. It's like, just give me some, like Fall Guy, for example. To have Lee Majors in a post-credit scene of the Fall Guy, it was like, okay, I feel much better. I mean, I enjoyed the movie as it was. It was silly fun. But to have that post-credit scene, it was like, aha, cool. I can dig it. So little stuff like that I kind of want in my movies.
Well, and even Quiet Place had Digimon Hunsu as like as basically a glorified cameo. But
that one I'm looking forward to. I haven't seen it yet. So
sorry, I didn't
no,
realize you
it's
hadn't
fine.
seen
It's
it.
fine. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm not
I
worried
already
about
did
it.
hashtag spoilers.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about that at this point. I'm honestly, I was looking at movies last night, maybe, or the night before. I was just trying to figure, what's something that's out, because I can't find a website that tells me what new movies hit what streaming service. Somebody needs to put an app together. Jesus. So that way I know when Civil War is off of rental and it's on whatever device, it's on whatever streaming service. So I was looking for that for some other movie, and then in doing so, I came across Quiet Place day one rental available. I was like, oh shit, forgot about this one. I want to watch this, but I'll wait. But I just don't know when the wait is, and it's frustrating. It's like, come on, people. I mean, unlike Borderlands, where it's going to be rented in this time next week after 3 weeks in the theater, that is a sad showing. But I did watch some YouTube stuff about it, and I think the issue that people are having, again, I didn't remember the video game enough for it to be a problem, but that's the problem. Every time I watch something, it's like, oh, the video game was this, the video game was this, video game was this. I'm thinking, oh, I didn't have that thought going into the movie. I was like, just don't remember anything. Just remember I enjoyed it. I remember Claptrap was an asshole, and that was most of it.
We played through, the second one? Was what we were playing through a lot? Remember any kind of story, dude. We just shot things, looted them, and moved on to the next thing to shoot.
Yeah.
If there was a story there, I totally spaced it. They said go here and kill this, loot that, come back over here. I don't remember there being any kind of story to it at all.
Remember a little bit of the ending, and that was about it. I remember there was a different antagonist.
Handsome Jack.
That Mr. Handsome or something. Handsome Jack. That's right. It was Handsome Jack over here, and it wasn't in the movie. So I was like, oh, okay. I remember that being different because I was like, where's Handsome Jack? But again, it was like I didn't have that, but I get it now. I get why people are dogging this movie because if you are trying to compare it to the game, it's nothing like the game. Watching some of the videos I saw, it is nothing like the game. So keep the game out of your head, and you could probably have a good time with the movie. And I say that loosely. It's a fun movie, but it is not good. It's like Deadpool. It's a fun movie, not good, not actually good movie in the sense of critically acclaimed. Some of the characters in Borderlands, it's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? It's just wild. So I got to watch that. I got to watch Alien, Romulus. I don't remember what comes out this week, if anything.
Beetlejuice
comes
Bill.
out.
Can't rain all the time.
Comes out this week. Beetlejuice comes out next week.
No,
2 weeks.
Beginning of September.
2 weeks.
Something there.
2 weeks. Yeah. 2 weeks is Beetlejuice. There was what was that movie like? Double. I thought there was some twin movie that came out or something.
Double Take.
Week. Double Take. Is that what it is?
Well, that's one of the ones I sent you on the trailer list that we're going to talk about next week.
That's next week. Yeah. Matter of fact, I didn't even look at them so I could have them fresh for me next week. I kept the email.
Yeah.
So in my inbox, so I can next Thursday, Wednesday, take a look at those. Some of them I had already seen actually. Because I was bored one night and I was like, let me see what movies are coming out, knowing that we're going to talk about that soon. And I guess in YouTube you could go click something. It's like, 35 minutes worth of trailers. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
let me go watch this. Not a whole lot impressed me. And then there's all the fake trailers that are out there. It's like, come on, man. Can you be required to put fake in front of your shit? Because I'm getting excited over something. I'm like, that's coming out. Cool. It's like.
New Transformers 1 trailer, and you're like, yeah.
That reminds me. That actually did look good. I finally saw it. And I was like, okay, I might actually have to watch this movie now. Because, I was going to watch it anyway. It's Transformers, but they may get more than $5 off of me now.
Yeah.
So it did look way better. Oh my God. It's like this should have been the first trailer.
Put the drama in, and then we're good.
Yeah, let the jokes just happen. Don't put that as part of the trailer. Especially, I can't say that, I suppose. What I was going to say was, especially since your target audience is going to be us 40-something-year-olds who grew up watching the G1 cartoons, but that's not necessarily a target audience anymore.
That's true.
Nope.
I mean, with Legacy and all these other Transformers over the years, I'm not going to say they're shitting on G1 fans, but we're not really their main focus because we're going to watch it most likely anyway. So let's try to get the 8 to 14-year-old to watch it. So totally get it. So, but the jokes they didn't land. I mean, it's like, okay, this is just stupid. And when I was watching that first trailer, like, this is just dumb. Now, with trailer 2 for Transformers 1, yeah, I gotta say that's enough to pull me in.
Agreed. All right.
I don't know if I've seen a new trailer other than that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
I was just going to check real quick and see where we were at with the
what was this?
Silver Rattler.
Oh, okay. I know it hit tier 2, right? There was something else that there was a new trailer that came out.
14,533 backers. Their target is 9. They're 2 of 3. I don't know how far 17? They have left.
18. I think it's
17 days.
18? Okay.
So they got to do another 3,500.
They'll get it.
I think so.
Yeah, because they usually get 1,500 to 2,000 in the last hour or last day.
People who are on the fence.
Yeah.
Well, partly, and people like me, I haven't purchased one. I'm waiting to see if it gets all tiers. If it does, then I may get 3. So or get close to it. Then it's like, okay, now you can have my $1,200, but not until then.
Same.
So we'll see what happens. Damn it! There was another. Craven. That was the one you said had a new trailer.
Yeah.
I like the first Craven trailer. I again, because it's Sony. It's the Sony Spider-Verse. I don't expect much from it. So again, back to your expectations. So I was expecting crap, and I didn't mind the Craven. I didn't think the Craven trailer was crap. I just thought it was okay. The second one, I did like more though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killing everyone.
So. Was that delayed, or was it always planned for December?
I think it was
always planned for December.
I think it was always.
Damn, that trailer
They just came out with a trailer for it a year ago. Like, I mean, I don't know, dude. Like,
that's what I'm saying. There was a trailer last year, 2023, and it's not supposed to come out till 2020. I guess that's a thing.
It is.
But usually you get a 30-second teaser trailer in a year before, not a full 2-minute trailer that we got. So that's why it threw me off. I was like, December. I'm like, damn, how many times does this movie get pushed? Apparently none. So
I think it's just Sony just trying to get as much mileage out of the Spider-Verse before Disney puts their boot on the throat and says, okay, we're taking Spider-Man back. Sorry.
You've tried.
Like,
you're done.
With all that MCU book, with all the stuff at the very end when they were talking about all the back and forth of Disney and Sony working together and then not working together, and two people having a connection from their history, like making a deal happen, and then both of those people or one of those people leaving and then the deal falling apart. Like, just, that whole situation is, it's going to be interesting to see, like, when we're on episode 352 of this and we're having a conversation after, Disney buys Disney buys Sony. Yeah. At least the movie branch.
I mean, if they truly are going to, change direction and go back to entertainment and not preaching, then I'm fine with that. Because Disney was fine until they started preaching.
Didn't Iger come out and say that? Didn't Iger come out and say something about that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said if they follow true to that, and go back on his own, it's like it's such crap. It's like, hey, we're doing this. We're not going to preach. I'm like, dude, you're the one who started this before you handed it off to Chapek, you dumbass. But people want to blame Chapek still, but whatever. It's like you're telling me Iger wasn't aware of these movies and shit that was in production because they take 2 to 3 years, 4 years to get a movie done. So when he's gone and those movies finally hit, Chapek's in charge now. Like, dude, they were in production when you were in charge. So don't give me that shit. Yeah, I've got no love for Iger. Fuck that dude.
And now he's getting rid of Tom Sawyer Island.
I've got no love there.
Nobody cares about Swamp Disney. It's fine.
I mean, I sure don't. I ain't gonna lie about it. When I saw that, I was like, dude, look, Jack had to remind me we went to that island to look for some treasure. That's how much I cared about it. And we didn't even bother to sniff it the second time I was there. So, nope, no, I have no love lost for that. It's like, okay, fine. The only thing I'd be mad about is getting rid of the boat because I hadn't had a chance to ride the boat yet.
But they're only doing that in Disney World, not Disneyland.
Yeah, Disney World, yeah.
I'm just saying, but I thought it was Disneyland. If it was Disneyland, I would be like, no, got to jump on that boat first. I'm like, let me see what it was like 200 years ago. Get on that boat.
Got to get his gospel on, going down the river in a paddle boat.
Right.
Yep.
When Moses
Blue
was in
River.
Egypt, where let my people go.
Camptown ladies, sing this song, dude.
Mama's little baby love short. This shit. Okay, just for a segue here that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. What is with this shirt, dog? Myrtle's Beach Seaman?
Oh, if you know.
Why do you have a seat? Oh, that's mermaid. My bad.
Merman.
You guys said vermin.
No, Merman. Come on.
Wait, so
Powers.
Is that your team?
No, this Kenny Powers team, motherfuckers.
Who?
Eastbound and Down. What?
Who? Is that the one with the guy from Tropic Thunder?
Yes, only one of the best TV shows ever made. Man, never mind. This is it, guys. This is my last week on the podcast, so
man,
it's been.
We thought you'd
fun.
wear a real sports team. I mean, I didn't expect you were Minnesota either, because I said real sports team, but
wow.
Hey, you can't even field a real sports team. All your team is hurt.
I need to get a video of just like fire going up Duke's screen. Burn.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then just poop.
You guys watch the game tonight, Cincinnati and Indianapolis?
Preseason, nah, dog.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you too. I can watch when the starters are in, and once they're gone, I'm gone. So yeah, I got to watch a quarter.
I'll read about like what happened and who played well and that type of stuff, and like guys who maybe like made the team and lost their position on the team based on how they played. But I'm not going to sit there and last year, I think it was last year, Minnesota was playing Seattle in a preseason game, and my friend and I drove up there the night. I was like, hey, they're playing on Sunday. I'm sure we can get tickets for super cheap. Let's head up there. So we left on like Saturday afternoon and drove up to Seattle, which is about a 4.5 hour drive, and stayed the night, and then went to the game on Sunday. And man, like the stadium was maybe half full at the beginning of the game, and then when we left, I'm one of those guys. I don't like to leave a game early. Like if I go, like we're there. Like I'm not.
I bought the whole game.
Regardless of whether my team is winning or losing, like I'll be there for the whole stretch.
Yep.
Because like you said, I bought the whole game. I didn't buy it to leave 5 minutes early. Like,
right.
Early. And by the time the game got over, it was maybe a tenth full. Like it was.
That is not how it was at the Cowboys game this week. They stayed.
Geez.
Yeah, everybody stays.
Dude, talk about getting rid of the most obnoxious people in the world if they would have just blown the stadium up.
Nah. Cowboys, Broncos.
Raiders are up there, though. Like, they're usually top.
Out here, everybody's all Bo Nix had 2 decent games, some would say great games, against backups. He has not played against the starting defense yet, and they're all like, Broncos could go to the Super Bowl. I'm like, oh, here we go again. And this is why I hate you dumbasses. You Broncos fans are such idiots. Man, you couldn't even shut the fuck up when Manning was here on the offense. You would make so much noise. The Colts had it right. The Colts knew to shut the hell up when it was offense football.
Mm-hmm.
You come to the Broncos, and Peyton Manning's doing this whole quiet down every time because you Denver Broncos fans are too damn stupid to know what to do. So I'm telling you, this whole Bo Nix crap, it's like, oh, great. I'm like, please, your over-under is 5.5. I hope to hell you don't hit the over. And if you do, by 1, get 6. That's fine. But you're not a playoff team. You got a rookie starting quarterback. They'll be like, well, C.J. Stroud did it last year. I'm like, yeah, he had a better coach too. Yeah, I said it.
Sean Payton had a better coach. He had people better around defense. Him. Like he already had players around him. He had a defense. Like I mean,
the Broncos don't have that.
No.
I mean, yes, I live up. For those that you don't remember, I'm up here in Denver, and I'm a hater 100%. The Broncos themselves it's not that I hate the team. I want them to lose because I want the fans to cry. That's my issue. Like, I listen to sports radio almost daily. I will not listen to it when the Broncos win because it's all cheery and shit. I want no part of that. I want tears from Broncos fans. I want them to lose in the last second every game. I want their hearts ripped out because I hate them, the fans, so damn much. They're so terrible because they're just bad
so
fans.
Tasty. So salty.
It really is. Because you have to understand with me, and I guess we're just getting into this because you don't know. I'm a sports fan first before I'm my team fan. You got the Steelers over there. You had the hat on. It was blocking the light. My Giant shirt. I root for the Giants. I root for the Steelers in the NFL. But I'm an NFL fan first. I want good football. I can watch the Browns and, I don't know, the Seahawks or whatever that not nationally known. They don't have they're not the Cowboys. They're not the Steelers. They're not the Packers.
Their fan bases don't travel.
Yeah, exactly. I can watch Carolina play Atlanta and still enjoy it because I'm a football fan first, but I still want to see good football when I watch those teams play. And the Broncos obviously haven't been good in 8 years. Manning left, and they've been shit ever since. Made the playoffs, I think, once the year after or something like that, and then been shit ever since. But this right here, what's happening with Bo Nix and doing well against backups and everybody's losing their damn mind, it's like, look, he might be that good, but can we wait to see first? Just give him 4 games. I wouldn't even give him the first game against Seattle or the second game against Pittsburgh. And obviously, I'm going to have a lot right on that one. I'm going to be just praying Pittsburgh so I can talk so much mad shit. It's like when the Raiders beat the Broncos. Oh, people on my socials hate my ass because I'm just poking the bear all day. It's like, oh, how your Broncos doing? I was like, oh, really? Oh, I didn't watch the game. What happened? Then listening to them go off on all the problems. Oh, I love that.
It's like I was at the game.
You guys got any hate like the way not necessarily the way I have with the Broncos, but you guys have a team. First of all, Steelers, Giants. I think Duke, you're Minnesota, Jack, Raiders, or is it just Raiders?
Just Raiders. I have not been a huge football fan. Duke can tell you that. Back when we lived together, I was like, oh, football's on. I'm going to go jerk off in my room. It's cool.
Yeah. I'm going to go have sex with my girlfriend. Have fun sitting on the couch by yourself.
We're going to go.
Or you have sex with your girlfriend while watching the game.
No, I did not care.
Oh, someone's home.
Sex.
You can sit there and put the Red Zone on and get a blowjob while you're watching Red Zone.
That was before the blood. That was before the Bloodhound Gang song came out, so he didn't know. That you could just
that was a
doggy
thing?
style, and then they could both watch X-Files.
You both watched the game.
No, I just never cared much about football. Like my stepmom when we were growing up, Giants and Minnesota were her teams, so that's why I can hang out with you guys. But that meant
crazy coincidence,
right? That meant to me that we couldn't play video games because she was watching TV. So I'm like, fuck you and your football. I'm gonna go outside and get lost for 6 hours because back in the 80s, our parents didn't give a shit where we were.
Facts.
until the streetlights came on.
Exactly. Yeah, and then streetlights came on. Then suddenly we all appeared out of nowhere. We almost died 5 times that day.
Yeah, when you texted the group, texted us, and we're like, "Yeah, son, I just bought Golden Knights tickets," and I'm like, "What? Huh? Why? Are you going to flip them? Like, are you going to sell? No. Woo, Golden Knights, woo!" And I'm like,
Where's Jack? What happened to him? Is this a pod person?
I think literally, I was like, "Did you hit your head on something?" What's haters? I don't take my team seriously. I take my team seriously. I like to watch them. I like to win. Have I cried when they've lost? Yes. Is it something that I can go to a Raiders game and watch Minnesota and the Raiders play, and it could be one of the most dreadful experiences either of us have probably been through, and listen to the people around us betting on if the bird is going to go into the end zone or go out of bounds that's standing on the 10-yard line. The game ends up being the game ends up being 3-0 with nothing. Neither team, their offense was just at the beginning of the game, you're like, wow, the defenses are really doing good. And you're like, oh no, the offenses are just both total fucking butt cheeks. Like neither of them came out of the locker room to play, and I can say that, and but I will still go, and we sat through the entire game.
Yep.
And we both talked a little shit to each other every time something would happen. But I'm not going to sit there and if the game was a blowout either way, I'm not going to sit there and cry about it and get upset, and get mad at Jack and like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm there with my boy and we're having an experience together, right? Like the percentage of people who get to go to football games and watch them in person is very small, right? You either have to put in a huge effort to go to one of the 32 cities that they're in, or you have to happen to live in that city, right? And the majority of the people don't. Like there's so the fact that we get an opportunity that we can afford to go to Vegas or Minnesota or Pittsburgh or even New York and go to a game like that percentage
Denver.
of people is, or Denver, that percentage of people is really small, because the amount of money that you need to commit to getting like a personal seat license where you're paying a fee even if you don't have a seat, like getting put on a waiting, like what I was trying
There's not even a waiting list in Vegas anymore. They stopped it. And if you want a license, you have to get it from a certain yeah. I looked into it because I was on the waiting list the first year. And then I was like, it's been 3 years. Let me find out what's going on. And they said, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. I'm like, oh, nice of you to tell us.
There was one of the newer stadiums. I don't remember which one it was. It might have been a baseball stadium, but they you had to put like $1,000 deposit down to be on the waiting list. Like it wasn't even a case of like you were paying to like seat when the seats opened up. Like they were like, season tickets are out, but if you want to be added to the list, you're already fronting $1,000. There's not the percentage of people that can do that in the country is not that high, that just have $1,000 that they can basically just throw away and maybe eventually someday. So I always appreciate those times. I went several years ago. A friend of mine is a big Buffalo Bills fan. And we were talking and I said, hey, the Bills are playing in Minnesota. We should go check the game out. The Vikings got their doors blown off, but I still had a great time. We had a great time in Minnesota. We had a great time in the Twin Cities. You know, at one point they started like panning the camera around the stadium towards the end of the third quarter, beginning of fourth. And there was a bunch of kids like up on the rail, all wearing Vikings gear. And I was like, why would you do that to your kids? Why would you do that to your kids? Why do you hate them so much to have them just get already indoctrinated into this world of misery and pain?
No, the purple just went with their skin tone. That's all.
It was cold. It wasn't Vikings gear. It was just cold. Frostbite.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah. As far as hated fans, I mean, it'd have to be the Packers here.
These heads.
And one thing I just explained myself here, like I can go to a Vikings game and have them get their doors blown off, and then at the end of the game, we're at the rail because the stadium is emptying out. We're taking pictures of us standing right next to the field, you know. Because I don't know if I'm ever going to make it back to Minnesota and watch a game, so I'm going to take full advantage of it, even though they lost, right? But I've tried to watch football I have a bunch of people I play softball with and a bunch of people in my friend circle who are Packers fans. And they are just the worst because they are so serious about everything that's happening. And I'm one of those guys, I'll make jokes. Hey, like you're watching Adrian Peterson play and he trucks the shit out of William Gay and steps on his chest because now he's my bitch, I'm going to talk shit to Lou about it. Yeah.
As well you should.
Right.
You should.
But then at the end of the game, if the Steelers win, Lou can go, scoreboard, motherfucker. And then we have a laugh and we go have a beer afterwards. And it's nothing serious and it's all in good fun, right?
To go with the 4 beers we had during the game.
Exactly. But we enjoy our team and we enjoy the sports. But if I'm hanging out with somebody, if it's a situation where maybe I'm going to be like super invested in the game, I go and watch it by myself. But if Lou and I are like, hey, the Steelers and Vikings are playing, we're going to go to Minnesota or we're going to go to Pittsburgh, like I'm going to make a trip out of it. Like I'm not going to be like, oh, fuck, the Vikings lost, my trip is ruined. That's stupid. But yet watching football with them, And this is like on a play-by-play basis. This isn't like the end of the game if they lost. This is like, oh, he just didn't complete the ball, and now I'm upset about that. I can't sit with that because I want to have a good time regardless of what's happening. And if you're going to be so serious about it that you're giving me the side eye because I was talking a little shit, or if I talk a little shit, but then you come back and make it personal, like that to me is like, oh, okay, we're good. Like I don't need to watch sports with you anymore, you know, because it's not a personal thing. Nothing
It shouldn't be anyway.
Nothing we do and nothing we say. Like I can wear my one sock inside out on my left foot because I think that means the Twins are going to win because one night that happened. No, it doesn't fucking matter. You know, if you're a Cleveland Browns fan and have never won a Super Bowl, if you're a Bills fan and never won a Super Bowl, if you're a Vikings fan and you never won the Super Bowl, heck, you could be a New York Giants fan and just won a Super Bowl 8 years ago, and you're like, this is the year, guys. This is the year.
Not if you're a realistic fan.
But no, everybody.
I'm saying
it's always our year.
If you're a realistic fan, dude. Yeah, no. If you're a realistic fan, you know there's only probably 6 to 8 teams this year that can win the Super Bowl.
Right, but there's still hope, right? That to me is the difference, right?
Yes.
I feel like the hope in football is different than it is in a lot of other sports.
See, I don't, because it's like, let me ask you this. Jack, you might be biased, but you take a look at the Raiders, one of 32 teams. Do they have a roster to win the Super Bowl?
Those their quarterbacks are fucked.
Thank you. So they're out. Broncos,
let's just say they do trade for a quarterback, right? Let's just say some reason they trade for a quality quarterback, right? Or let's say Aiden O'Connell finally pulls his head out of his ass.
He's not even starting
stuff.
Yeah,
but my point is,
Minshew is starting.
But my point is, like, let's say they trade for like Baker Mayfield, right? Like last year, Baker Mayfield was amazing. Last year, Joe Flacco was amazing for the teams that they played on, right? They gave their fan bases hope. So that's what I'm saying. Like with baseball and I think because it's such those are all such long seasons that you it's really hard to turn that boat around. With football, you get 18 opportunities.
I still disagree. And here's why. It's because Cleveland had a top 3 defense and everybody knew it. Cleveland was already a team that had a chance. The teams give me one team that was in the playoffs last year that really wasn't expected to be in the playoffs. You might find one out of 14. One. So it's like, you know who the top 14, because I'm going 14 because there's 7 in the NFC, 7 in the AFC. So top 14 teams, 7 in each. You can basically pick the 7 with you could probably get 6 out of the 7. All 3 of us could probably go look at a the chart to see who's in what divisions and pick which 6 teams 6 out of 7 teams are going to make the playoffs.
But there's always that 7th spot.
Yes, my point is there's that one, but that one is not going to be for the other 9 teams. Of the other 9, I guess 10 teams. There's 10 teams fighting for one spot in each conference. If we base this off of that, so you've got the top 6, they're going to be in. Your Chiefs, your Bills, your Ravens, most likely. There's 3 of them right there. Whoever wins the the AFC. Who am I missing? South? So the Titans. Houston Titans. That division might be one where you're going to be questioning because you're not sure. Houston is the returning champion of that one, but was that a fluke? We're going to find out. But the other one spot that's going to be left for 10 teams, of those 10 teams, 6 or 7 you could probably throw out automatically. It's like Raiders aren't going to make the Super Bowl. Broncos aren't making the Super Bowl. Chargers 50-50, that's one division. Go to the next division. And you just keep doing that. And with football, I think one time we would have all been wrong. And when did that happen? Kurt Warner, 1999, 98, whatever it was, when Trent Green went down and everybody thought the Rams were going to win. They're plus minus that year, 3.5 games. They win a Super Bowl with Kurt Warner. Other than that, you basically know. So,
but all it takes is one injury. I
won't argue that. Too. I won't argue that. This is obviously all things being equal.
That nobody gets hurt.
Your example of Baker Mayfield going to the Raiders. The problem with that is, what do the Raiders have to give up to get Baker Mayfield? Oh, you have to give up Devontae Adams. Okay, well, there goes you can't have Baker and lose Devontae and still expect to be a playoff team. It's not happening. again, that goes to the realistic side of things. Like, I'm a realist first when it comes to the fandom. It's like Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh will be lucky to be a 500. Pittsburgh has never, with Mike Tomlin, Pittsburgh Steelers have never been under 500. They've been 500, 8-8, and other than that, they've been 9-8 or better. In the 17-game season, in the 16-game season, it was 8-8 or better. This year, it is quite possible they don't make it to that 500 mark. But I'm realistic. I'm like, okay, if they win 8 games, I'm gonna be a happy camper because that's what I would expect. 8 games, especially if Wilson is starting. Justin Fields starts, I expect more. That's a whole different thing. So we'll see. Jack, your turn. Hey, where's your hate?
The Chargers are hiring Kaepernick
next year.
To help coach the quarterback. So they might have a chance.
I mean, Cap was a good quarterback when he played. Let's be fair. He did go to the Super Bowl as the quarterback. He was great at Nevada as a Wolfpack. I remember him watching him when I was going to UNLV games, UNLV Reno games. So he was decent when he was with Reno. Went to the Super Bowl, went to the playoffs a lot. Dude wasn't bad. So he might know what he's doing. Will the politics get in the way of what's going on there? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
The California team, they'll accept him.
See, my thing, though, is, he's in California, so probably. My thing, though, is I'd want Cap to teach, like, somebody who has a style like Cap, runs the ball the way he did. That's not Herbert. So unless they're trying to get rid of Herbert, I don't understand why you're bringing him in.
Well, and along with that, too, like, there is a lot to be said for continuity, especially with your quarterback. And so it would be one thing if they had drafted a quarterback this year and then they were bringing Cap in to get him into the league and get him up. But you're talking about somebody who's been in the league for three years?
4, I think.
Is this his 4th year?
This is 5th, I think. Starting 5th year now.
Okay, so he already has his base. So bringing in somebody like Cap to say, "Oh, well, let's fix this," like, I don't like.
There's nothing to fix.
Really hard.
That's what I don't get.
Yeah. So what's the expectation there of bringing him in?
I would have said if I'm going to pick, like I was saying, somebody his style, Cap would make more sense in Washington with Jaden Daniels because he wants to run. Send him
Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson in Indy. Yep, that was the second one that was on my mind. Yep. Because the other quarterbacks that were drafted this year, really, Caleb Williams, maybe.
You know what? I would even say that you could probably bring Cap in for somebody like Justin Fields, right? Who's never built that base.
Yep. Also
and so you bring him into Pittsburgh and you say, okay, let's build that base that you've never had when you were in Chicago, right?
Yeah. I'd be fine.
But yeah, I agree. I think if it would have to be somebody who is that same type of player that he was. So,
all right, Jack. 20 minutes later, your turn. Hold on. Let me guess. If you're a Raiders, who would you hate more? The Chiefs, the Broncos? Did he already say
Chargers?
See,
I thought he was just talking about the Chargers.
No. Yeah, no. So
Raiders.
Back to when I was a child. Actually, I do come across my my Facebook on this day talking mad shit about the Raiders
and their fans. How does the Raiders get their stadium filled? Furlough.
No, going back to when I was a kid, my stepmom hated the Niners, so there's that.
Really?
She was a Minnesota fan then.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that. The Niners, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Then who in division? Well, now with you being the season ticket holder, you got the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Chiefs. My guess would be the Chiefs because they're front runners, But of those three, who do you want to see go 0-17 if you had to pick one of them three? Who you hating on?
Going back to you,
the monkey
being realistic,
the monkey paw.
You being realistic, it'd be the Broncos. But yeah, I'm not a fan of what's his face, Mahomes.
Mahomes. Is it Mahomes or is his family?
It's also his
wife.
family.
Oh my god!
And his brother, his rapist brother.
That was. I really liked quarterback, the quarterback Netflix series, but good Lord. Like, we got together when we were in high school, and then we went in college, and now I'm just writing his coattails. I'm like, yep.
It's like, why are you hating on love, man? Dang.
Oh,
True high school love, and you're just hating on it.
Isn't she like a volleyball player or something, or soccer?
I thought so, yeah.
The first scene is him getting berated by her to be able to come over here and take pictures in front of balloons that she put up for his birthday, and he's just like,
that's funny. I'd have been no.
The Christmas game last year where we smoked them on Christmas, that was good times.
Okay, I can see that.
Didn't amount to anything.
I think I gave you my hate for the fans of Denver. I'm not really a Broncos hater. I'm the Broncos fans hater.
Right.
But as a Giants fan with the Eagles, Redskins, I don't know. Fuck you, Commanders. Fuck you, football team. They're the Redskins. The Redskins, the Eagles, and the Cowboys. I actually only have hate for the Eagles. I don't like the Cowboys, but whatever. I don't hate them. Washington, whatever. But the Eagles, I cannot stand the damn Eagles. Every time they lose, I'm a happy camper. And then as a Steelers fan, there's the Browns, the Bengals, and the Ravens. I would argue the Ravens are the ones that I actually hate. Cincinnati and Cleveland, whatever. I don't like them, obviously, unless they're going to help my team. It's like who are you a fan of? You know how it goes. The Steelers and whoever's playing the Ravens, one of those type of things.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll root for whoever. I'll root for Denver if it means them beating the Bengals gives the Steelers the number 1 seed. That type of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, it's probably the Ravens in the AFC and the Eagles in the NFC of actual team hate. And that's just a rivalry thing. That's all. That's specifically of being a team fan. So
you're not going to sucker punch a guy wearing a Ravens jersey walking down the street.
No, that's just. I'm gonna talk mad shit though. I ain't gonna argue that shit like Duke was talking about. I don't have to know you. The worst thing that happens is it's confrontational, and I ain't worried about confrontation. So y'all witness that.
You always make friends with everybody around you with the same jersey first, so that way when you're talking shit and he turns around, 7 people stand up and are like, "What? What's going on?"
Exactly. I don't care.
Not that you need the backup, Lou, but it's always nice to have it.
Man, I don't even care. You could be 7 or 27. We're going at it.
Lou's throwing little kids off the top. No.
Man,
a little kid at Comic-Con.
A little kid at Comic-Con almost got obliterated. Probably was, actually. I saw the family. Demographics are what they are.
You flip that bottle again, and we're going to have a problem.
No, I'm saying Lou's a Raiders fan. He wants to fight all the time.
For real.
True. Deep down, he's a Raiders fan.
Having that Vegas connection now, I do root for them more than I used to. I used to do the same thing. Criminals, furlough, all the jokes. And now it's like, nah, man, fuck you. Why are you dogging the Raiders like that? Your team ain't stuck. Your team ain't done shit in front. Like, especially the Broncos want to talk shit, especially since the Broncos haven't beat the Raiders in like 4 years. So, again, more shit to talk about. Just because, obviously, for the Broncos, I believe the Raiders are the hate, and the Chiefs are second. Chiefs are only second because Mahomes, and that whole what's going on with the Chiefs the last 5-6 years. But historically, Broncos and Raiders, they're button heads. So whenever the Raiders win, that's usually when I ask people, even though I know how the game turned out, that's when I ask a Broncos fan, "Oh, how'd the game go this week?" And I didn't get a chance to watch it, knowing damn well I did. So, yeah. I want to see I want to see that just all get sucked out of them. Losing to the Raiders is fantastic.
Animate their eyes turn, get that purple thing over their face.
Yep, exactly.
One giant tear.
But yeah, looking forward to the season. This obviously the last weekend for preseason, and then the Thursday after. I think it's a Thursday after Labor Day kicks off the season. We got a Thursday night game, a Friday night game, and then Sunday, Monday. So. I'm definitely one of those guys where I don't have cable, but I will get Hulu Live and add it once football season starts, and I will watch Red Zone Sunday. Everybody knows not to bother me. My parents, family, everybody's like, if y'all don't hear from me, it's like, oh yeah, it's Sunday, Lou's watching the game. I'll text you if nothing's going on. But other than that, like, hey, let's go here. No. Hey, how about no? It's not happening. I think there's only one opportunity I might go to, and I think I did this 2 years ago, and I'm doing it again this year, although I think I was smart and picked the Saturday ticket. The Empire Strikes Back Symphony. where they show the movie. That's the week after my birthday. I think the 20th of September, 21st, something like that. Sometime that third week of September. I think I picked the Saturday ticket. However, I would go to a Sunday and skip Red Zone for that.
I got my parents several years ago YouTube TV to get them off of cable or to get them off of DirecTV because they were paying something like $130 a month or some stupid shit like that. So the benefit for that for me is that I get to buy Sunday ticket every year. So that's my one little caveat to that is that I
forgot it's on YouTube now too.
Yep, I get the Sunday ticket with Red Zone because Red Zone's the best thing in the world.
Yep.
And now they do the mixed view, so I can have multiple.
4.
Yeah, I can do the quad box myself. I don't need Scott Hansen.
Man, I don't need to pay $400 for it. Is my problem. It was like I have no problem paying like whatever their package is, but not $400. That's what it was. I don't know if it still is.
It's like $350.
Okay, and then it's like a discount if you get YouTube TV or something.
Or you get it early. Like you get it early, they take $100 off. Yeah.
Obviously, the price drops as you get to the quarters of the season because there's less games, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
But no, my thing is I'm a football fan first, so I don't need to get the package to watch all the Steelers games, all the Giants games. I can just watch Red Zone, and hey, look, if something's happening in one of those games, they're going to switch to it.
Yeah.
So what I usually do, I don't know about your guys' setup. What I usually do is I have my TV on Red Zone, and my laptop is streaming whatever the local feed is. You know how you get a doubleheader, three games a day, and whatever. So whatever's on actual TV, and when the doubleheader is on, I'll have my laptop on one game, my tablet on the other game, and then the main TV always stays on Red Zone. So
isn't it the most frustrating thing in the world when CBS or Fox doesn't have a morning or afternoon game and they're showing fucking infomercials or some shit? And you're like, you could be showing a game right now, motherfuckers. Like,
you know what? You know what's funny? That doesn't bother me too much because I understand the business side of it. You had the national rights, so you paid for that.
Yeah, my biggest thing is like through the middle of October, I have softball, so that's on Sunday. But oftentimes there's a few good sports bars around where we play softball. So the nice thing is if we have like an early game, we can go afterwards and catch the second half of the morning games and then watch the afternoon games.
That's not terrible.
So I guess then the next question is from a higher level. Jack, what's your favorite sport out of all of them? Which one do you enjoy watching?
Oh, that's a good point, considering football really wasn't your jam.
Hockey.
Like now that you're all into it.
Hockey. I like watching
hockey?
the Golden Knights.
Okay.
It's faster. That's always been my biggest problem with football is a football minute. 73 fucking hours later, they're finally. So it's been a minute.
Yeah.
That is always been ever since I was little.
Are you going to get A's season tickets when they finally move to Vegas?
The A's?
81 games?
No. Zero interest in baseball. I will go for Star Wars night or Funko Pop night. That's it. I will buy single game tickets. But no, I have zero interest in baseball.
It's the same way. I'll go to a Dodgers game out here when they play the Rockies. I've gone to 2, I think. Then I've gone to 2 work events that weren't the Dodgers, and it's just not entertaining for me. I mean, going to the game is better than watching it on TV.
Yes,
and I
100%.
can watch it on TV for like 2 innings, and then I'm over it. It's like, okay.
Yeah, baseball is not my jam at all.
Yeah, I played it, and I was an all-star in it, and I still don't like it.
What about you, Lou? What's your favorite sport?
Football. Not even close.
Yeah.
It's NFL all the way. College might even be second before I jump over to a second pro, but hockey would probably be my second before, because NBA to me is you just watch the last couple of minutes of each half and you're fine. So that does not tell me that's like, okay, great. You can watch SportsCenter, you'll be fine versus watching the NBA. You don't need to. Baseball,
because it's the same. It's the ssame thing. The last 2 minutes of a basketball game could take 25 minutes.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I'm glad they but 10 years ago they stopped that, where because coaches would carry their timeouts into that last 2 minutes. Well, they changed it now. We can only carry like 2 full timeouts and 2 20-second timeouts or something like that. I don't know exactly what it is, but they did change that to try to fix that problem. Because I was like, oh my God, hold on, there's only a minute and a half left in this game, and it's 25 minutes later.
What about you, Dean? What's your least favorite sport?
What's you?
Wait, what was that?
What's your
Least favorite?
I mean, favorite, probably, football.
Before you give us your least favorite, because I was going to ask you both, do you guys do college football at all?
Nope.
Yeah, 100%.
No
100%.
UNLV for you, Jack?
Nope. Like, I'll be like, oh, there's the score. I'll, like, keep track of, like, if they're winning. I won't watch it, though.
Sure.
Okay. See, me and Duke can talk mad shit every year, because I'm a USC fan, obviously. And they play Notre Dame every year. It's one of their rivals.
Yep.
So for me, it's UNLV, USC, and Rutgers. Rutgers, because when I was in New Jersey, I earned a scholarship to Rutgers. Obviously didn't go, but so I still have some love for Rutgers from back in '91.
They're going to
UNLV because I went there
because they would take your dead ass. Is that
right? UNLV obviously because I went there, lived there, and then USC because I got a scholarship there too. Didn't go. I was scared. It was in the hood. I visited the campus. Was like, nope, not for me.
And then mine and Duke's white asses were going down there every month for a Comic-Con.
Every month we met Christian Bale. We met so many movie stars and got so many autographs from them because we'd show up every month.
We went to the hood.
I wasn't having that. I was my senior year. I was majoring. My major before I switched it was mechanical engineering. So I got an academic scholarship to USC, visited the campus, and was like, It's like, nope. Instead I took my ass to Sacramento State when my dad retired, went there for a semester, and that's where my parents were, and I was born there, blah, blah, blah. Then once they went to Vegas, I just followed them and stayed at UNLV. So, but still, my aunt went to USC, our family grew up USC fans. So still fight on Trojans, but I was not having it. Okay, what was worst sport, I think, was the one we left off on before I cut you off.
Like, I'm not even going to say just worst sport, just least interested sport.
Okay,
like the thing that I follow. I mean, I guess I'm going to go basketball. Like, I'm a Blazers fan, but I'm like a lukewarm Blazers fan. Like, I'll go with like a group to like 1 or 2 games a year. And if they're ass, thank you very much. That I'm just kind of like, I kind of watch it a little bit of them, but I couldn't tell you who the starting 5 on the team is right now,
Just drink at the game until they're not ass.
Right.
Problem solved.
So yeah, I would say basketball is probably the least. I appreciate it, kind of like you being an NFL fan. Like if somebody does something really cool, so if Steph Curry or LeBron or somebody does something, like I know all the big stars, but I don't even really know the newer stars. Like, I was invested a little bit when Lillard was here because he was such a good player, but they never built anything around him. So I don't blame them for leaving, So I'd say basketball is probably my least.
I would have thought one of y'all would have said soccer, but it's so off the radar you didn't even think about it, did you?
It doesn't count.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
soccer.
I mean,
it's not an American sport.
Well, and I mean,
Major League Soccer in America.
Lou, if you ever come and visit me, we'll have to go to a Timbers or a Thorns game.
Bruh, if I do root for like the one Colorado team I root for, or the Rapids, the soccer team, mainly because I don't have any connections anyplace else to latch on to a soccer team.
Yeah.
So if one of these days we'll have to plan when Colorado comes out to Portland to play, that we make that the weekend to come visit. That'd be kind of cool. I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Although I meant to ask. Go ahead.
I think out of the 2 teams, I think I am more familiar and like the Thorns, the women's team.
The women's team, yeah.
But they're also been really good. So like they're a really good team. They have like a couple of their really young players are going to be probably winning gold for the next 15 years, at the Olympics and stuff. So,
again, even if it's the women's team, I can't remember. Oh my God, I don't know, but there's enough at least internationals in NWSL that whoever Portland is hosting, it's going to be a good game.
Yeah. Well, and also like I'm a sports fan, so like when I told you the story about going with the Buffalo Bills fan and going to Minnesota, like that weekend just happened that the Timbers were playing the Loons, which is the Minnesota team, and the people we were staying with had season tickets. So we said, hey, do you guys mind if we use your season tickets and go to the soccer game? It'd be cool to go to a different venue.
Yeah.
So we are all wearing Timbers gear, and we show up, and we're like neither of us had the like realization of like, oh, we're going to be right in the heart of being the season ticket holder, and we're looking around and it's like the far corner is where the visitors section is.
Yep.
And we were like,
that's how it's done.
Okay, this is going to be awkward. Like,
especially if you don't know the chants.
Yeah,
just drink till you can fight. Fuck it.
Yep,
yeah, basically. Oh, yeah, so I forgot to ask you this in the football. Being in the Pacific Northwest, sort of, and you're kind of in between San Francisco and Seattle. Like, who does your local area like? Who do you guys latch onto as your home team?
So I'll say, as far as football goes, I would say it goes
football specifically.
Ducks, Beavers, Seahawks, Niners would be the four.
Yeah, but you can't
college football.
No.
But I'm saying, as far as like if you drive around, the stickers and the
that's what you'll
license plate frames. So I was just saying football in general, right? I was lumping it all in as far as fans go. Okay. I think there's a significant number more of college fans here than pro. So that's why I said Ducks, Beavers, Seahawks, 40. I think if I was to put all those teams like number of fans, I think that's what.
Are you closer to Eugene or Corvallis?
Beavers kind of the same for both. I mean, they're not. They're kind of equidistant. It just kind of depends on a lot of that. A lot of people who go to school there come back. So a lot of them come back to Portland. And so it's kind of wherever you went to school.
Gotcha. See, Jack, this is that college football thing that you don't pay attention to. Yeah. You would have liked the Pac-12 because almost every year the USC Trojans played against the Oregon State Beavers, and the jokes wrote themselves. It's like, could the USC Trojans cover the spread against the Beavers?
And we can't. I mean, I can't. Yeah.
So
the Pac-12 and what they did and the dissolution. Like, it's such a.
It's now like the Pac-2.
Well, it's the Pac-2, and now like all of your, like, if you're a USC fan or a UCLA fan or a Ducks fan, like all of your away games are now going to be Eastern time zone. So they're all going to be at 9 a.m, or like
they joined. If you didn't know, Jack, they joined the Big Ten, like Michigan, Indiana. Those they're playing those.
Ohio
State. Yeah, Ohio State, Michigan State.
And they 100% purely did it for money. That's all. The only reason. So they didn't give a shit about their fans.
Well, I don't know, because you got to have money coming in to compete with the other conferences. And the Pac-12 wouldn't do it. They needed a money deal, a TV deal.
Sure.
And they couldn't work something out. So the big schools from the Pac-12 joined the Big Ten because the money was freaking ridiculous. It was gross type of money. And if I'm the school, you got to take it because you got to be able to compete at facilities. And now with NIL, got to be able to pay the players because the NIL is separate from paying the players, but the paying the players is coming up next. That's the lawsuit, I think, that kicks off in September. So where colleges have to pay their players because they're employed. It's just a freaking nightmare. It's a mess. Get rid of it all together and just go NFL light. I mean, because that's all colleges anyway,
once
right?
You're starting to pay those kids. What's the point?
Agreed.
Yeah, and you make Ohio State a 4A team or a AAA team like baseball. Yeah. And then you make Youngstown State an A team, like
Ohio State is the minor league team to the Cincinnati Bengals, that type of stuff. That's probably what they should do.
But if you come and visit, Lou, we'll if we have time, we'll drive down to Eugene and I'll show you the facilities at Oregon.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd be down for that. Sure.
You were talking about better facilities, like
but Nike,
you got Nike money. You got Nike money. God damn!
It's like the Nike owner is an alumnus of Oregon, so that's why they have a different uniform combination every year for the last 30 years or whatever.
Every game.
Every game is a different combination. They haven't worn the same uniform in like 10 years.
Yeah,
because they have different combinations. It's ridiculous. But when you got Nike backing you, I mean, why not? Okay,
so Lou. Least favorite?
Oh man, it's probably gonna be baseball because I can watch. I'm trying to based off of what I can watch, right? What I can understand. Hockey, no problem. Soccer, no problem. Football, obviously. Baseball is the one that if I'm gonna pick something that I'd rather not watch, I'd rather watch golf before I watch baseball. Sure. I'd rather, obviously, soccer being an MLS fan and an EPL fan in Europe. I'm fine with soccer, fine with hockey, fine with basketball. Basketball is probably second worst though. It's going to be baseball for certain, and then basketball. Basketball, I can go to a basketball game and be fine more than I can go to a baseball game and be fine, even though I can do both. So because of that, it's close 1-2, but it's baseball is probably least favorite, with basketball being second. And with basketball, I mean, you got players making 40 million a year, guaranteed contracts, bunch of prima donnas. And again, the game itself is like, it's highlights. It's like nobody cares about probably why I like the WNBA, because I'm actually seeing offense. I'm seeing, good play. I don't see a dunk, but
they physically cannot do it.
Yeah, they can.
No, they can't. The way that their hips are spread for childbearing, it makes it hard for them to dunk. Very few of them can dunk.
Oh, totally. But like Brittany Griner can, she just doesn't. For example, a lot of them, like they have a layup. Asia Wilson can dunk, she just doesn't. I don't understand that, like why they don't do it when they can, or able or whatever. But whatever. That they're technical. The games are great. I'd rather watch I can watch a full WNBA game, and I can usually not watch a full NBA game. Even if it's not the Aces, I can still watch a WNBA game. So I don't know, and less bullshit too. So it's kind of like soccer. I almost prefer the women's game in soccer because the men are diving so goddamn much. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh no, my world's coming to an end. You clip my heel. It's like, oh my god, get up and play, man. I mean, and the women, don't get me wrong, the women do it too, but nowhere near like 5% of the way the men do it.
Well, and I feel like the women's game is way more of a team game versus the men's game, where if you have somebody like Ronaldo or Neymar or whatever, like Messi, you just kick the ball to him and just let him do what he's going to do. But a lot of the women's games, the Thorns games, for example, that I've gone to, there seems to be a lot more team play, even when you have great players on your team. Like it's not just that player, it's not a case. It's not a Ted Lasso case where you're giving the ball to Jamie Tart and letting him do what he needs to do. It's everybody has to contribute, So
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, college football, NFL, I mean, I'm one of those people are bitching, oh my God, there's football on all the time. I'm like, come September to January, fine with me. It's like Friday night, because there's usually a Thursday night NFL, Friday night college, Saturday college, Sunday NFL, Monday NFL, Tuesday college. Wednesday is the only day off, really, because Tuesday college is usually the small leagues. There's usually some ESPN game on in the belt conference where directional state is playing some other directional state, Central Michigan versus Northeast South Dakota State or some crap. I'm like, that's still on. Then Wednesday's your only quiet day. No college, no NFL.
I think my favorite is Miami, Ohio.
Hey, that's Florida, where Roethlisberger went.
Yeah, well, no, but just because they're like Miami, Ohio.
You get the parentheses. Miami, parentheses, Ohio. Everybody knows the real Miami. The U.
Yeah.
If has there been a sporting event besides the Super Bowl that you guys are like, dude, I really want to go? Like Jack, you've been to a hockey game, so it's like, so I think we all have, right? We've all been to a hockey game, I would say.
Sure. Yeah.
Is there something you haven't been to? I've been to NBA, MLB, soccer.
I've never been to a professional hockey game. We have a minor league team here, and I've gone to a few of those games.
I know Jack's been to the Knights games.
Yeah. So, what are the Galaxy? That soccer team out here.
Soccer.
Los Angeles.
Is it like no, who are the fucking soccer teams?
MLS.
MLS.
You don't have a soccer team yet.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, MLS is professional.
That's not MLS.
What is it?
The USL. League? Yeah, USL.
Okay. So then I haven't been to a professional soccer game, but I've done MLB, NBA, WNBA, hockey, football. So yeah, I think.
When did you go to WNBA?
We've been to a couple Aces games.
Oh, right on. I don't remember. I'm sure I knew that. I just don't remember that. That's cool. Yeah.
Well, we should take it for cheap, and they weren't selling out.
Okay, yeah. Now, okay, I hear what you're saying. Sounds good. And I don't know. Is going to see your actual physician primary care physician white people shit? Because
Definitely.
or do other people do that too?
Yeah, that's 100% white people shit.
So that happened. I know, got all that done, got checked out. Well, honestly, not a whole lot news there. I got to figure out. I got to make sure my diet is doing good, which it is. My numbers my blood sugar numbers have been low. Doing good there. We'll see what happens in 3 months. Check out the neurosurgeon, and as soon as I can get scheduled, the dietitian can't see me till October 1st. It's like, damn, talk about a backup. Right, it's freaking 6 weeks from now.
No, it's even when one of the guys I went and saw Romulus with, they were saying they were trying to get they're doing all of their like, I'm 40, I need to do all this stuff now.
Colonoscopy.
So he was trying to get an appointment for he was trying to get an appointment to go see a dermatologist to just get just check me out, make sure sure there's nothing I'm missing, you know. And they said, okay, we have some availability in June. And he's like, June? And they're like, yeah. And he goes, 2025? And they're like, yep. And he's like, you can't, that's it? And they're like, yep. He goes, oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead and make an appointment. And then he called another dermatologist, and they were booked out until August of 2025.
Good God.
I'm like, this mug is working 3 days a week, 2 appointments a day, and then he's done.
That sounds like Obamacare. Good Lord. That national health care crap. Wow, that is terrible.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, hopefully the skin cancer doesn't get real before then.
Dude, no joke, man. What are you supposed to do, though? I guess.
Yeah. So,
drive, I guess. It's like okay, Lou, you can go see somebody 3 hours away and then get you in next week. But depends on what the issue is. Of course, you do it. But damn, that's wild. But I was like, when she told me October 1, I kind of paused. I was like, I don't know if I heard her right.
Yeah. Was that for the time that I asked for, or is that the earliest?
Right. It's like, no, look, October. No. It doesn't have to be 3 p.m. I'll take 8 in. That's still
October 1st.
Oh, good God.
Hey, how about 10:30 a.m. October 1st?
You know what? It actually is 10:30 a.m. October 1st. That shit's funny. So, but yeah, that's my white people shit. I went to my primary care physician. And speaking of, when I go back in November to do my blood work again, I do have to get a colonoscopy. I was like, can I bring my own boyfriend to perform it? Like, how does this work?
Like, regardless, are you going to fly Jack out just for moral support?
Everybody's like, yeah, okay, Lou, I'll hold your hand. You know you got this. Oh shit!
He's sitting there with the big giant camcorder. Okay. All right, do it.
Been on camera before.
Yeah. Cannot wait until your 65th birthday and we're playing this motherfucker up on the big stage.
Yeah, at Denny's with my freaking discount.
It's not usually you getting something stuck up your ass when you're videotaping, but we'll mix it up a little bit this time.
Exactly. I'm all right for change. Like, wasn't that Obama's thing?
I guess that's what is Lou trying to sell, that he's never had something shoved up his ass before on film?
Oh, Lewis ain't selling that. I own it.
That's why it takes so long. That's why it takes so long on the bathroom. One wipe for
turnabout third play, man.
One wipe for pleasure.
Yeah.
Exactly. If I'm sitting there, if I'm going to give it, I figure it's only fair to try it at least once. Granted, it only was once.
Weirdly, the first time is always the first time. Every time is always the first time.
Like I don't usually do this.
I've never done this before.
Really? No, hold on. Let me grab my strawberry douche. I mean, that's what I've heard. I don't know about that.
Yeah. That was from my ex. My ex left it here. I just didn't. It's
Oh man. So I don't know. What do you guys got going on this weekend? I might see if there's a movie to go kill some time to watch, but I'll probably watch some, again, first quarter NFL preseason action and then turn it off. But I don't really have a whole lot. My September, October, when the plays start happening, is when my schedule kicks in.
I'm actually going to a minor league baseball game tomorrow, so they're going to do fireworks. So I'm looking forward to the fireworks.
Man, dude, what did I tell you about? You're not allowed to hang around them kids. Your court order says no minor league for you.
Wait. What do you mean by minor league? I meant softball on Sunday.
There's other interpretations?
But that's
Wait, softball on Sunday? I thought softball was during football season, so it's already started?
Oh, yeah, I've been playing softball since April. It ends in October, so we have 3 seasons.
God, that's a long 6-month season. That's some real softball. That's not your rec league. That's real shit.
Yeah. So,
shit.
I think the game's at 3 o'clock.
Woohoo. We got Raiders tomorrow versus the Niners.
Oh, they're home game. Okay.
Yep. And that's our last game. Our last game until September 22nd when they play the Panthers out here.
Good Lord. That's a 4-week break, son. Good Lord.
Right? But then we have 2 games in a row and then a week off and then the Steelers. So, and then we got to play. It's called Company. I don't even know what it's about.
It's part of the package deal?
Yeah,
so one of the ones that was part of the
tickets,
package?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But buying all that gets me Shrek and Back to the Future and Hamilton. So,
dude, I'll have to tell you later about Hamilton.
Go to the theater.
Yeah, I'm actually going.
I might go watch The Crow tomorrow, just to I got to support Bill, keep Lou's boy employed.
Somebody's got to.
Every time he comes on screen, Lou loves you.
Though, but that's one I'd try to catch a matinee. Like I said, the second trailer or whatever trailer I saw during Romulus, I liked that. I still don't like the way he looks because I'm used to the Brandon Lee look, and I like that look. The whole, I think here's the problem. I see Suicide Squad Joker when I see him.
I can see that,
and that's my problem. But the second trailer made the movie actually look good. So.
My problem with this Crow remake is I feel like they're going to be super serious about it, and it won't be near as, I'm going to say the original Crow had like a corniness to it. There was like a layer of dark humor through the whole thing.
Yeah,
and I don't get that impression I don't get that impression at all from these trailers. And that to me was besides the soundtrack, that was one of the endearing things about the Crow to me, was that you had all these characters who were bigger than life, right? They were larger than, there's no.
But that tells me that there sounds like they're making this movie more close to the comics.
I never read the comics, so I don't know.
Yeah, same here.
Back when the first one came out, I did read some, and it was definitely more serious.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, again, I'm willing to give it a shot. It doesn't seem bad to me. The movie itself, every time I look at his face, I'm gonna be like, freaking Joker. But as long as the movie can hold its own, I'm not gonna worry about it.
I like her eyes.
But you're right, though. That soundtrack, the original soundtrack, was fucking killer.
Fire it up.
Fire it up. Fire it up.
Fire it up.
Time to take it home.
All right, gents.
Time to take it home.
We're at an hour and 35.
I have to edit a bunch of shit.
Yep, that's what I hear.
Yeah. One day we'll get Jack enough. We'll get Jack good enough at doing this that he'll be able to. We'll have a conversation about something, an event. We can start talking. I think you wanted to talk about events. We'll get to the point of where Jack can actually edit in the events as we're talking about them,
right?
Over at least a clip or whatever.
The little thing, a little flash window opens up. And this is going on. Where Jack was talking about the schedule. Well, I've got this game, and then the Raiders schedule shows up.
Right.
Yeah. The highlight as he's talking about it. It'll highlight the ones that he's talking about. You
would think AI could probably do that for you these days. Say, hey, AI, I want you to do this.
The program I use to publish has a AI co-host, so I'm gonna try that this week and see what happens.
Oh, cool! Right on.
Yeah,
that would rock.
They'll be like, "Where is the German woman, Lewis?"
Volka.
Oh, they better put me in the outfit.
Lewis, woke.
I fixed that for the second one. All right.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, I should have left.
All right, boys. Well, have yourselves a good weekend.
Have fun.
Another one in the can.
I forgot.
And we will do it again in a week.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Deuces.